New painting day, and a lot smaller than I normally do. It's 18 by 24, but I'm going to do a series of 18 by 24s here going into the Scandal show coming up. God, that's less than a month from now, but that's what I'm going to be doing is smaller paintings right now. I still got to keep supplying the other show. Boo-hoo is Mike. So I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. No, I'm not complaining. So we're going to just get started right away on this. This is going to be a study in trees. I was just thinking, every time I do one of these smaller ones, I just a little bit. But that's one thing I have done. So the basic principles still apply. I'm going to start out with my sponge. Just get the excessive water out of it. Do a thing like this. Spray it down so that paint flows. Whoa, couldn't help myself, got excited. So I think our first one is going to be somewhat of an oak tree. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Whoa, couldn't help myself, got excited again. All right. I'll be busy this afternoon because I got to get wire and labels on a couple of them that are going out to a show as replacements. Like I said, Boo-hoo is Mike. Whoa! Couldn't help myself again, sorry. All right. Let's do this. You're just going in here with what would work? Things that make you go, That's the one thing with a smaller canvas, it tends to flop around. It almost sounded sexual. All right, but but this is going to be a study in trees here. There we go. Kind of a cold, blustery day here in Portland, Oregon, out here on the West Coast. Okay. Okay, so let's just start getting that tree sketched in. And the real key, at least my type of trees, is has lots of branches and they're not lollipops. I've told that story many times. When I was in the third grade, I got in trouble because I didn't draw a tree properly, and that was because they wanted lollipops. And I said, but they have branches and leaves, and that was it. I was in trouble. Yeah, that's a true story, and that is a true story. Sad story, but a true story. Yeah, let's pound out any possibility the kid has creativity, and let's get it knocked out of him early on. He'll be much happier in life. Yeah. I'm gonna come back in here with that sponge, and I'm gonna start picking up like sap green and yellows. All right. Oh my God, I'm in voice today. Watch out. Sap green and cadmium yellow. Oh, that was one thing I should have shown right from the beginning. Got here, I've got titanium white, Van Dyke brown, yellow ochre. I have Prussian blue, unpronounceable blue. I have sap green, and I have cadmium yellow. So that's what's going on here. So we're going to come in here with green because most of it's covered by this tree's leaves. But the real big thing about doing a tree, you don't put in every single leaf, but you put patterns in. Patterns of light and dark on it. So that's what you want to do. Excuse me, good grief. Sound like I'm dying over here. Nope. Had a little bit of Prussian blue. Man, I'm in voice today. A tree kind of in its natural state. I moved that up because I have this little lip that goes on there. Hey, Anthony! Okay, okay. All right. And get that trunk on this. The big selling point of this particular type of tree is the branches. I'm going to mix some Van Dyke brown and some blue, and we're just going to go for it. Like I said, this is going to be a study of trees. And I'm just kind of looking at one for a reference, but I'm not. I think I might even turn that off. So I know what a tree looks like, and I just want to make sure I do this. There we go, and there, and I think that's it for me looking back and back and back at a tree. I have a tendency, if I have a reference up, I'll keep looking at it, and that's when it could easily come out of the mind. So let's get this tree in there. It's an oak tree, a live oak tree. And I was so impressed when I visited New Orleans, as they would say, that of the live oak trees. Holy cow, those things were just impressive. They're so big of a tree. So that's what this is going to be. Live oak. And they're hundreds of years old. We have an oak, actually the neighborhood I live in is called Five Oaks. And because we have 5 oaks. And unfortunately, one of the 5 oaks fell down and crushed a car. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness. But it was like, wow, that thing. They're protected trees here, but because they're well over 100 years old. But that one, it fell over in a storm, and that was that. Man, I'm in voice today. Watch out, Anthony. We'll be highlighting all this. Adding more blue. I need to do some smaller ones because I know the manager of the place that I'm going to be, he always hopes I have some smaller paintings too. So, and I got to got to get a couple other paintings to replace paintings I sold with Who's Mike at the other bar. So that sounds like I'm going to be busy camper here. Oh wow, that would be cool to watch. You should post it. Make sure you post that in the group. Yeah. Yeah, I got to get wires on a couple paintings and the labels made. I'm starting to improve my label. I have little map things, and I think I'm gonna. Oh gosh, on my voice. Okay. But they actually come down and bend because they actually go over to the ground. It's amazing. I don't know. These trees are just fascinating. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing with a tree. And like I said, this series is going to be a study of trees, and so we're gonna knock the crap out of these trees. But the big thing about trees is the pattern of light. You don't want to sit there and take all this time putting in every individual leaf or something like that. But all right, and we're gonna have the sunlight kind of coming this direction a little bit, but you're gonna see it peeking through the leaves here. Yeah. And no tree is really straight up and down. Another mistake we have a tendency to make. Yeah. I'm actually going to turn that off because I do that when I have something up. I want to look at it. So. Well, I always think about a tree. Like I always say, it's 3D on steroids. I don't know what it is about trees, but I hate it. We had to cut down uh, 2 trees in our backyard, and then another one fell over. And I hate doing that because a tree is such a ecosystem, You have squirrels, you have birds, you have everything else that lives in them. But we had no choice. It was either that or we got have it fall on the house. So it felt bad. I hated having to do that, but had no choice. But yeah, trees are amazing, and you always get this feeling of comfort from a tree, unless it's a storm and it's waving back and forth. Then you're not so comfortable anymore. I always remember that when I was in the military, um, in Germany, and uh, you would think a tank would do amazing well in a snow. No, no, it doesn't, because it distributes its weight out. And I remember also we started going down this embankment with the my tank, and I was yelling at the driver. He says, "Go right, go right." He says, "I'm trying to go right, I can't." And I said, "Oh God, we're a bobsled." And all of a sudden, it was like I said, "Oh gosh, we're gonna go through a grove of trees." Took out every one of those things. Oh, you should have seen my tank. I dove down inside the turret, got the hatch down, and boom, 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 boom. My tank, by the time it came to a stop, was just covered with trees, and I was like, "Oh, I felt so bad." The German authorities were not thrilled either. They charged the U.S. government for every one of those damn trees. Oh, I was not a popular person with the U.S. government that day. It was not my fault. It just we slipped. That was it. That's a true story. uh, oh my gosh, I remember that. We were doing our winter training, and we got it. That's the thing with a tree. You really don't want you don't want it straight up and down, unless you're going for that kind of. I've seen some of the glorious paintings that uh, almost made them look mechanical. There. But just look at this. Did a quick check on my reference. Okay, yeah, we're on our way here. Good. Get really creative with the branches here. And a tree tends to grow in the opposite direction of gravity. That's what determines how it goes. They proved that on one of the space missions, and the plants grew. They didn't know what to do. I thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. Ah, back up in here. There we go. Been to New Orleans one time, and it was actually quite fascinating because usually my exposure to the south part of the United States has been through the military, but also I have a friend that lives in Fort Lauderdale, so been there that time. But you know, using and the key is to get the light here. So I'm using yellow ochre in titanium white, and that branch is going to come in a little further. And remember that they don't all just stick off the side. It's an easy mistake to make too. Like I said, a tree is a three-dimensional on steroids. Buddy, add a little bit of sap green to that. We're gonna start getting something, remember branches go all the way around. I always think it's funny here in Oregon. I remember for Survival Guide, you always would, hey, Maras, greetings. But we always get, you get told that moss grows on the north side of trees. And that's not true here in Oregon because it goes all the way around. We grow, I think our state tree should be the moss. Yeah. I've never seen moss in my head. I mean, I grew up in the Northwest. I have never seen moss that can grow like here in Portland. Good crappy holy. It's just, no, it is absolutely, it's epic, our moss. Never seen moss can grow like that. I have a part of my house has this, it has this artesian spring, and the moss just grows right over the top of that, and it's like you walk over it, and it's just crazy. I've never seen moss like that. So we're just going to get crazy with these branches here, because that's a live oak. The branches are amazing, huge ones and then smaller ones. If you ever just go out for a walk, in a wooded area, you just take a look at the trees, and it's just, you realize lollipops don't cut it. All right. And what I do is I lighten some of it so it gives that three-dimensional feel. We're going to get all this in here. This new series of small paintings I'm going to do, it is a study of trees, okay? So that's what we're doing here. So you're going to see me cranking my butt off. And I'm going to add more yellow to that. And some yellow ochre to that. Well, I mean, I remember that one series, Frasier. Remember Frasier? It was supposed to take place in Seattle, and he said the state flower should be the mildew. That's true. No, it's only interesting here in Oregon. Same thing with Washington, is that you have this huge our area on this side of the mountains, and then on the other side of the Cascade Range is dry. It's deserts. And I don't think anybody thinks of Oregon or Washington having deserts, and they do, big deserts. But this is a live oak, probably out of like New Orleans area, Louisiana. But this new series is titled "Study in Trees." So we'll have different types of trees. This one's the live oak today. I'm just going to paint that over that. We're going to bring that up because it's going to kind of like it's out in the forest type thing. So we're going to bring up the grasses and stuff a little bit with my handy dandy fan brush. Oh, it's a hand brush. Okay, and then we're going to blue. So the sun primarily is coming this way, so we're going to do this. That's your shadow lines a little bit. Just put that in for originally. And then we'll work on that a little bit more. Okay. I need to go downtown today and deliver a couple more paint canvases. So, all right, new paintings. Coming in with another brush here. Well, I keep saying it. You heard me say it 1,000 times. A tree is a three-dimensional on steroids. But all right, coming back in here. Putting in patterns of light here. I just love trees. Absolutely love them. Merrick, greetings and salutations and all that. Ah. Adding white to that just a little bit. What you want is when you're doing the leaves, you want to make sure that you just have patterns of light. Yeah, like I said, don't bother with trying to do, especially if any distance at all. Don't bother sitting and trying to do every single leaf, unless you have like a leaves that are really close. That's fine, but I strongly recommend do not sit there and focus on having too many leaves. You know, our individual leaves. That's what I should say. Okay. Yes. There's a Merrick. This is a new smaller paintings I'm doing for the upcoming show, the study of trees. Let you know what it is. Man, I'm in voice. Eat your heart out, Pavarotti. Well, I already probably been eaten out. Been dead for a while. There's an oak tree here, a live oak. I think I'm going to get a bigger brush out here for that. And I got new brushes. I took advantage of one of the sales that was going on this weekend. So coming in with more almost Russian blue. Tap, 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 tap. Combination of cadmium yellow and sap green here. These are just amazing trees. I remember the first time I ever encountered a live oak was at actually it's called Oak Alley Plantation down there in New Orleans, and it was really fascinating. It was just like, wow, those things. The trees they think are about 600 years old. Isn't that amazing? They actually use that as a navigation going down the Mississippi. Huge trees. Yeah, it's interesting because you look at those plantations and they're just spectacular, some of them, but there's also the horrible, sad history to them too, you know. Oh yeah, sequoias. I think it's going to be one of our. We'll do a sequoia painting, and here in Oregon, our tallest tree is actually a Douglas fir. So 320 some feet high or some damn thing like that. It's like, holy crap, holes, you know. They have this forest in the Rainier National Park. It's called A Walk with the Giants. And what it is that these ancient old trees, when Mount Rainier erupted a few times, never blew them out, you know, because they were protected. And so here they have these ancient old trees. They're, probably upward of, oh hell, they've had some. We had in that park. There's a which is sad. It's actually cut down, but they actually have the rings, and they show all the rings and stuff like that. And they said what happened on Earth at this time, and this will tell you how old that tree is. It's halfway in. Christ is born. Isn't that amazing? You're just like going, that's a damn old tree. Ah, end up being cut down, of course, our mentality, but God, something that old, it's just like, oh my goodness. They show George Washington and the whole works, it's just like how old that tree was absolutely incredible. It's weird how a tree has a ring for every year, I think you're right, Anthony. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, you know it. That's real quick. Oh yeah, I mean, just absolutely amazing. I just love when you go out like in the forest and you just look at, oh my goodness, you know, that one's been around a while. Mm-hmm. Sap green and more cadmium yellow. Ba-ba-ba-bum. 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 I think what fascinates me more than the leaves, unless it's fall or spring when it's a tree's in bloom, is the branches. Excuse me. Ba-da-da-bum. Oh yeah, those are always cool too. There's a really cool tree out by my office that I work at. It's a tulip tree, and it's actually on the historical register. It's just huge. It's just absolutely huge. And I have a picture of it. That might be actually my next tree. I'll have to go through my photo archives because it was just absolutely amazing. It was just like, wow, I didn't know you were so close here. And they said it's like 200 years old, and it was just a huge tree. Ba-da-da-bum. Ba-da-da-bum. Brum. Ba-da-da-bum. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay. So when I do this type of series, we get close to being done with each one every hour. So I need to kind of shut up and paint here. We're not done. We'll be done with it tomorrow, that's for sure. And I'll probably start another one tomorrow. All of a sudden you'll see this, whoosh, and then here comes another blank canvas. Boom. Yeah, one thing I need to look into, do the live oaks lose their leaves down there in Louisiana? Because Louisiana tends to be quite warm. So I'm wondering, inquiring minds want to know. Okay, back to this. And here with this, and this. It's just amazing with an oak, the size of the branches that could come out. And darn well those oaks have gone through other hurricanes. It's amazing, yeah. No, that's amazing of that. How many times they've had major, like here in the West, we'll have these huge forest fires, and that's exactly true, Anthony. Uh, what happens is that it'll clear out a certain type of tree, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you'll have another type of tree grow. It's like the natural process, and they've seen that like in Yellowstone. They've seen that, now they're starting to see that here in Oregon, where you have all different types of trees that now have light that they didn't have before grow. It's just like it's a cycle. And there's been actually some studies that preventing forest fires actually makes it worse because you have all this. I could get myself in trouble for saying this, but you you have this undergrowth that occurs, and that's fuel for the next fire. Just like here in Oregon, everybody says, "Oh, we've had a wet spring." Good. I said, not necessarily good because that means all that fuel grows, and yeah, forests are a dynamic system. They really are, and they've been around for millions of years. Mike's uh, uh, don't get me started. Just might get done with this today. I wouldn't mind. These smaller paintings, yeah. Crank them out, baby. Crank them. But I always say never be rushed on a painting. Yeah. No matter how small it is. And white to my yellow ochre. Remember, the bark is rough. The only smooth bark that I'm aware of is like an apple tree or some cherry trees, and that's a younger cherry tree. Old cherry trees are not at all. There's an old cherry tree out by where I work, and I have a picture of it, and I think that's going to get put into a painting here, probably tomorrow or something. Bum. Actually, things are starting to grow back there. It's interesting. I was up there a few years ago. This year I'm planning to get back up to Mount St. Helens. Of course, I lived in Yakima and we got a direct hit. Um, they didn't think we were going to survive. Remember that one? Oh, we couldn't get any information out. Uh, and it was like, uh, that was, oh my God, that was something else. That was my big natural disaster. I went to two big, well, three big natural disasters, and uh, with St. Helens, holy crap, that thing, jeez, that thing blew, it blew, just buried us. Everything's patterns of light here. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. Oh, it was it was amazing. Pitch black for 35 hours of nonstop. You could hear actually in Yakima, you could hear the mountain explode. It was like, oh, that was not and this lightning ripping across the sky. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm telling you, it was that was interesting day. It was a Sunday. Actually we're asking people to turn on all their lights in the house if you were at an intersection because so people could find the intersection. It was so and cars were conking out, and our emergency broadcast system never went off, which actually ended up being a blessing in its own way because we would have had people out on the highway with clogged engines and stuff. It would have been. It was much better that you were in. It turned out it was much better that you're in your home. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ah, man, that hour goes by fast, doesn't it? Maybe do a slight finish up tomorrow. Well, we knew something was going to happen because the dang thing was been swelling, and they actually had a point it swelled as much as 200 feet. That's a lot. Like a big giant zit ready to go. And that's that. Once the blackhead came out, that's all she wrote. Yep. Come back in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna quite get done with this. I was hoping to get done with it today, but we will revisit this tomorrow. But it'll be done tomorrow, probably within 15, 20 minutes of the show, and then we'll start a new one. Like I said, never rush a painting. If you could do it, don't ever do that. Actually, you should never do that. Let me say that again. Never rush a painting because you're so much worse off. And sometimes you get all this pressure to get something in the show, and then you just regret it so damn much. And I always remember that one person that told me she was an art commissioner for Pierce County, and that's in Tacoma, Washington. And she says, "Never let crap get out of your hands." She was absolutely she couldn't have been more right about that. She used another word called shit, but We're not supposed to say that online. But it's so true. Okay, people. Almost done with this. We'll just get there. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Banyan trees are amazing too. They grow in Hawaii. It's got to be one of the bigger trees in the world there is too. Yeah, I'll have to see if that's a native tree to Hawaii or was that introduced? I don't know. Don't know. Okay. Darn it. I thought. Well, tomorrow what we'll do is we'll get this one completely finished real quick. And then we will start a new tree. All right. Everything's about highlights and everything on a tree. Okay. Well, almost done. I love trees, so I decided this was going to be a good just lesson in trees. Okay, people. Thank you so much for joining me. We're almost done with this one. Almost. Not quite. I want to take a quick look at it too before and I see already that I have a blob up here. Hold on. Fix that real quick. And those things you got to get out of there because they will dry up on you and there'll be this like giant speed bump. You know, you don't want that. All right. You take care, stay healthy, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or wherever the hell you are on this planet. We're starting to get colder here. It's just December 3rd. Holy cow. Seriously. But take care. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll be back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time right here in Oregon. I will finish this one tomorrow and we'll probably get another one started. So it's studying trees. That's what you're seeing here. So take care. Bye-bye. Whoa! Whoa! Dum, ba, la, da, 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 dum.